I found my boyfriend's second phone under my couch. Not an old work phone. Not a cracked spare he forgot existed. A clean, charged phone that looked like it was used every single day. Hidden in the one place he probably thought I'd never check, because I never moved that couch. Not once. At first, I didn't even feel angry. I felt confused, like my brain hadn't caught up to what my hands were holding. Then the lock screen lit up with a message preview, and my stomach dropped so hard it felt physical. Can't wait to see you tonight, Redheart, Bella. I stared at it for a long time. Not because I didn't understand what it meant, but because part of me still wanted it to mean something else. Bella wasn't his sister. Bella wasn't his cousin. Bella wasn't a coworker I'd heard about. Bella was the reason there was a second phone. I opened it. No password. Like he was so confident in his lie, he didn't even bother to lock the door. The messages weren't flirting. They were a relationship. Good night, baby. I miss you. I hate sharing you. Tell your girlfriend you're with your brother. That twin excuse always works. And that's when my blood went cold, because my boyfriend had introduced me to his twin 2 weeks earlier. So it wasn't just cheating. It was cheating with a plan. A whole identity built to protect him. Let me rewind, because this didn't start with the second phone. It started with the twin. I'm not the kind of girl who falls fast. I don't get swept up easily. I've been the friend who points out red flags early and gets told I'm overthinking. So when I met Ethan, I liked him because he felt stable, consistent, calm, predictable. He texted back. He made plans. He remembered my coffee order. He did the bare minimum in a way that felt rare enough to seem special. We were together 6 months, and nothing about him screamed cheater. No constant disappearing. No suspicious phone habits. No weird stories. No messy friend drama. He made me feel like I could relax. And that's why, when he said it, I laughed. We were eating dinner on a Tuesday, talking about our week, and he said it casually, like he was mentioning the weather. My twin is in town. I actually smiled. I thought it was a joke. A twin. You don't forget to mention a twin for 6 months. But Ethan didn't laugh. He just shrugged like it wasn't a big deal. We're not close. And it was the way he said it, flat, practiced, that made my gut tighten. Not because of the twin itself, but because it sounded like a line he'd rehearsed. Like he already knew how I'd react, and he already had the answer ready. He asked if I wanted to meet him. I said yes, because I didn't want to be that girlfriend. The suspicious one. The one who turns everything into a problem. Also, I was curious. If you tell me you have a twin, I want to see the twin. So we met at a small bar with warm lighting and quiet music. A place that feels safe. Then Ryan walked in, and my brain glitched. Same height, same face, same eyes. But the energy was colder. Like Ethan with the warmth turned off. Like someone wearing his face but not his personality. Ryan didn't say, "Nice to meet you." He said, "So you're the girlfriend." Not friendly. Not curious. Like I was a role he needed to evaluate. I tried to laugh it off. Maybe he was awkward. Maybe he was protective. Twins can have weird dynamics. Then, Ryan ordered Ethan's exact drink without looking at the menu. Same brand. Same garnish. Same everything. Ethan laughed like it was cute. Ryan didn't laugh. He stared at Ethan like he was silently telling him, "Don't mess this up." And I felt something I couldn't explain. Not jealousy. A feeling like I had walked into the middle of a conversation I wasn't supposed to hear. After that night, Ryan started showing up more than made sense. Ethan claimed they weren't close, but Ryan would randomly be around. Ethan would glance at his phone mid-conversation, then step outside. Every time. And the strangest part wasn't even the calls. It was how Ethan came back. Calmer. Like someone had just reminded him how to behave. Then my phone became part of it. One night I got a message request on Instagram from an account with no profile picture. No posts. No followers. The message said, "Hey, it's Ryan." I stared at it because Ethan was literally in my kitchen making tea. I didn't reply. Another message came instantly. Quick question. Do you think Ethan is loyal? My stomach flipped. Because who asks that? And why did it feel like a trap question? I locked my phone and tried to act normal. Ethan brought me tea, kissed my forehead, sat down next to me like his twin wasn't messaging me from a blank account. From that point on, I started noticing small changes. Ethan started setting his phone face down more often. He started taking calls outside. He started being overly sweet at the exact moments when my gut felt uneasy, like he was smoothing the surface before I could look underneath. And then, the night I found the second phone, everything snapped into place. Ethan fell asleep on my couch. His regular phone buzzed with the name Ryan. Then it buzzed again, and again. And that's when I noticed the second phone under the couch cushion, like he tucked it there and forgot to retrieve it. I picked it up, and there it was. Bella. At first I just stared. Then I scrolled. And the more I scrolled, the worse it got. Bella wasn't just some random flirt. It was a full relationship. Plans. Pet names. Inside jokes. I miss you. I wish you were here. Tonight was perfect. And then I saw the message that made me go completely still. Tell her you're with your brother. That twin excuse always works. That was the moment I understood what Ryan really was. Not a twin. An alibi. A mask Ethan could hide behind. If someone saw him with another girl, it wasn't him, it was his twin. If he was texting late at night, it wasn't him, it was his twin borrowing his phone. If he got caught in a lie, it wasn't a lie, it was a misunderstanding. A twin is the perfect cover because it makes you question your own eyes. And once you start questioning your eyes, you start accepting anything. I put the phone back exactly how I found it. Not because I forgave him. Not because I was scared. Because I wanted control of what happened next. Cheaters like Ethan don't just cheat. They manage. They direct. They rewrite the story in real time. And if I confronted him in my apartment, he'd flip it. He'd say I invaded his privacy. He'd call me paranoid. He'd make me feel like I was the problem for discovering the problem. So I decided I wasn't going to give him that. I wanted proof. Clean proof. The kind that survives gaslighting. The next day, I acted normal. I smiled. I texted him like I always did. I asked about his day. I even sent a heart emoji. It made me feel sick, but I did it anyway. Then, when he went to shower, I did something simple. I messaged the Ryan Instagram account. Hey, it's me. It responded immediately. Yeah. So I wrote, where were you last night? Answer, with Ethan. Why? Then I wrote, cool. What did I wear? It said, black hoodie. My blood went cold because I was not wearing a black hoodie. I was wearing a light sweater. That small wrong detail mattered. Because if Ryan was a real person who had been around, he would have known. That mistake told me whoever was behind that account was guessing, acting, reading a script. So I pushed again. When did Ethan and I start dating? The reply came after a delay. Like 5 months ago. Wrong. It was 6. And that 1-month mistake confirmed something I couldn't unsee. Ryan only knew what Ethan told him, which meant Ryan wasn't a twin. Ryan was a character. A character Ethan used to talk to me without being Ethan. And then I did the one thing Ethan never expected. I contacted Bella. I didn't do it impulsively. I didn't send a messy message. I didn't write a paragraph filled with anger. I wrote one sentence. Hi. I think we're dating the same guy. Then I waited. My hands were shaking, but not because I was scared of her. Because I knew the moment she replied, my life would change. 10 minutes later, I got a message back. What? Who is this? I sent a screenshot of Ethan's name in my phone. And then I sent a screenshot from the second phone, one of Bella's messages. There was a long pause. Then she wrote, oh my God. He told me he was single. I stared at that sentence for a long time. Because it meant she didn't know. She wasn't some cartoon villain laughing behind my back. She was me. Just in a different room of the same lie. Bella asked if we could talk. I said yes. We moved to a call. And within 30 seconds, I heard it in her voice. Shock. Rage. Embarrassment. That hollow feeling you get when your brain tries to protect you by going numb. Bella told me she'd been seeing Ethan for 3 months. 3 months. Half of our relationship. She said he was private about family, but he mentioned a twin. He told her that if she ever saw him out with another woman, it might be his brother. I felt a cold wave go through me. So he gave us both the same cover story. A twin for me, so I'd accept suspicious behavior. A twin for her, so she'd accept sightings. One lie that protected every other lie. Bella and I started comparing notes. Ethan told me he was with Ryan On nights he was with her. He told her he was helping Ryan. On nights he was with me. We realized he had a system. He wasn't just cheating. He was scheduling. He made both of us feel like we were the priority while using the twin to erase contradictions. And the more we talked, the more disgusting it became. He used the same phrases with both of us. He used the same pet names. He used the same excuses. Like he was running two relationships from the same template. Bella asked one question that hit me harder than anything. Did you ever actually meet the twin? I said yes. I told her about Ryan at the bar. Bella went quiet. Then she said, I never met him. And that's when an even darker thought landed in my chest. If Ryan was real, why only show him to me? Why not show him to Bella too? Unless Ryan wasn't real. Unless that bar scene was performance. Bella and I decided we needed one thing. A moment where Ethan couldn't twist it. We needed him in public. We needed him caught in a lie that couldn't be explained away. So we made a plan. We didn't plan a screaming confrontation. We planned something simple. We invited him to meet Ryan. Bella messaged Ethan from her phone and said she wanted to meet his twin. She played it like she was curious. He agreed immediately. Too fast. Like he was proud of the lie. Then I messaged the Ryan account and said, we need to talk. Alone. The Ryan account responded instantly. About what? I wrote, about Bella. Typing bubble. Stopped. Typing bubble again. Then, who told you that? That single question exposed everything. If Ryan was his twin, Bella's name shouldn't matter. Ryan should have been confused. Instead, he panicked. So we set the trap. We chose a coffee shop with cameras. We chose a time when it was busy enough that he couldn't get aggressive, but quiet enough that we could talk. We chose a table visible from the counter. Bella told Ethan to come at 7 p.m. She told him I wouldn't be there. She told him it would be just her and Ryan. I sat in the coffee shop early, far enough away that he wouldn't notice me at first. Bella sat at the table, hands folded, calm like she had rehearsed being calm. At 7:03, Bella's phone buzzed. A message from Ethan. I'm outside. Bella looked at me from across the room. Then she looked toward the window. And I saw him. Ethan. Not Ryan. Ethan. Walking toward the door with a hat pulled low, like he thought he could hide his face from reality. My whole body went hot, then cold. Bella's eyes widened slightly. We both understood the same thing at the same time. Either Ethan was Ryan, or Ryan didn't exist. Ethan walked in, scanned the room, and his eyes landed on Bella. He forced a smile and walked over like nothing was wrong. Hey, he said casual. Sorry I'm late. Bella held his gaze. Where's Ryan? She asked. Ethan didn't even blink. He couldn't make it. Something came up. Bella nodded slowly. Then she asked, very calmly, So why are you here? Ethan laughed like it was an innocent question. Because I'm his brother. I wanted to make sure you were comfortable. Bella kept her voice steady. So you came instead of him? Yes, Ethan said quickly. Too quick. Bella leaned forward. Okay, she said. Call Ryan. Put him on speaker. Ethan's smile tightened. He's busy. Bella didn't move. Call him. Ethan's jaw twitched. Then he tried to turn it into a joke. You're being dramatic. Bella shook her head. I'm being careful. Then I stood up from my seat across the room and walked over. Ethan saw me and froze. Not confusion. Fear. The kind of fear you see when someone realizes the story they've been telling is about to collapse. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't do anything he could label as crazy. I sat down beside Bella and looked at him. Hey, Ethan, I said. His mouth opened, then closed. Bella spoke first. This is your girlfriend, she asked. I nodded. And you told me you were single, I said to Bella, keeping my voice calm. Bella's face tightened. And you told me you had a twin, I added. So you could cheat. Ethan leaned back like he was offended. You're misunderstanding, he said. This is. Bella cut him off. No, she said, voice sharp. We're not misunderstanding. We're comparing notes. Ethan's eyes darted around like he was searching for an exit. He tried another angle. You went through my phone, he asked, pointing at me like that was the crime. I stared at him. You invented a person, I said. To cover an affair. Bella nodded. Call Ryan, she repeated. Right now. Ethan swallowed. He picked up his phone like he might actually do it. Then he stopped. Because there was no one to call. Ryan was just a name. A character. A mask. Bella laughed once, short and bitter. So you made him up, she said. You made up a whole person. Ethan's face hardened. Okay, he snapped. Fine. I didn't want to hurt anyone. And that sentence, right there, told me everything about him. Because he wasn't apologizing for cheating. He was apologizing for getting caught. Bella stood up. Don't talk to me, she said. Don't text me. Don't show up. Then she looked at me. I'm sorry, she said, and her voice cracked like she hated that it cracked. I nodded. Me too. Ethan tried to stand, tried to grab the moment back. Wait, he said, reaching slightly, like he could still control the ending. I stepped back. Don't, I said. And that was the first time I saw it. Not anger. Not confidence. Panic. Because controlling people can handle yelling. They can handle tears. They can handle chaos. What they can't handle is silence. What they can't handle is you refusing to play. Bella and I walked out separately because we weren't friends. We were just two women who survived the same lie. Outside, my phone buzzed. Ethan. Babe, please. You don't understand. I did it because I was scared. Then another. You embarrassed me. Then another. You ruined everything. Then the cruel one. You'll never find someone like me. I stared at that message and realized something. He still thought he was the prize. He still thought the twin trick could work, even after it collapsed. He still thought I would beg. So I did the last thing a liar like that can't stand. I blocked him. I changed my locks. I told two people I trusted exactly what happened. I saved screenshots, not because I wanted revenge, but because I wanted protection. Because when someone lies that smoothly, you learn something important. They don't stop. They just get better. And the scariest part is this. If he hadn't introduced me to the twin, I might have never caught him. He got arrogant. He thought the lie was perfect. He thought he could split his life into separate rooms and lock the doors. But he forgot one thing. Two women will always compare notes eventually. So here's my question. If you found out your partner invented a whole person to cheat, if they used a fake twin as an alibi, would you expose them publicly? Or would you walk away quietly and never look back? Because I'll tell you what I learned. A cheater doesn't just cheat. A liar doesn't just lie. And someone who creates an entire fake identity to betray you, that person isn't testing your loyalty. They're testing how much disrespect you'll tolerate. And once you pass that test, they keep raising the level.